from Liechtenstein. This is day 7 and the last day of this long bike trip. I came to this beautiful village to have my breakfast. And today we are leaving Liechtenstein, passing by Austria and arriving finally at Lake Constance. Enjoy! One thing I rarely do while cycling is listen to music. For safety, but also because I prefer the sounds of nature and the road around me. But on those long days when you need a little extra push, music helps. That's when I use these open bone conduction headphones. You get the music and the environment at the same time. Best of both worlds. It was a Whit weekend, and on a hot sunny day, every cycleway between Austria and Bodensee was packed. Lots of cyclists, but also skaters, families, kids, dogs. And the heat. By this point, the heat wave had settled in hard. The legs were holding up, but the sun was punishing. 7 days, 12 lakes, starting in Geneva on the French border, from Lac Le Mans to the Bodensee. It turns out that Switzerland makes a lot more sense at 20 kilometers per hour. The highlights, where to start. The Lavaux vineyards cascading down the lake, the medieval Gruyere rising above the greenest hills you've ever seen, the Giesbach Falls dropping 400 meters into Lake Prinz, the lakeside cycleway along Alpenachsee and then Lake Luzern, the roller coaster descent from Etzel all the way down to Lake Zurich, Rapperswil's castle waiting at the bottom, the old railway tunnels, cool and dark, and the Walensee and those cliffs on the other side, enormous, almost unreal. And I'm still not sure if I picked the right ones. But this route earns everything it gives you. The climate and altitude variations alone will keep you humble, from alpine passes to valley heat. A heavy rain that soaked me to the skin after an excruciating climb, sheltering at a farm at 4 degrees Celsius, wondering when it gets over. Gravel, drizzle, and endless climbs. The Brünig Pass on wet paths, with everything still aching. And then, just when the mountains were done with me, a heatwave that finished the job. The bike, an old Stevens gravel bike, bought used from a good friend years ago. I still call it Kurt's bike. Not the fastest, not the lightest, not perfect. Well, just like myself, but very reliable, versatile, also like myself, hopefully. But it was the right tool for the job. On smooth tarmac, gravel paths, forest tracks, and occasional single trails. I traveled light, which was the right call. One thing I'm glad I packed was chain lubricant. After those wet days in the mountains, a clean and re-lubed chain made a real difference. I wish I could have used the drone a bit more. Rain, busy areas, restrictions near the water, but the few shots I got were worth it. And I wish I could have more time and resources to explore all these regions a little bit more. 7 days alone in the road, on my own terms, my own pace, my own rules. I had been dreaming about this route for a long time, looking at the map, planning, imagining, not knowing if I could actually do it. And that uncertainty was part of it. Being completely away from your daily routine does more than you expect. Away from the screen, away from the inbox, away from whatever is waiting for you later on. A few days of that reset something. In riding through Switzerland this way, I passed through places that meant something. Towns where I worked, places I traveled with people I love. It was something more than just a bike trip. I came back different, in a good way. The moment I reached Rorschach and saw the Bodensee, I was already thinking about the next one. Because once you cross an entire country by bike at your own pace, pedal by pedal, you can't go back just watching it from a window.